If you fly over the quiet, green island of Kauai in Hawaii, everything looks peaceful. You see blue ocean water, thick trees, and beautiful mountains. But deep underneath a massive 1,400-acre private estate on this island, something else is happening. Something dark, something incredibly expensive. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is building a massive home compound here. The total cost is estimated at over $270 million. To the outside world, it looks like a luxury vacation spot. It has huge houses, guest lodges, and tree houses connected by rope bridges. But the most important part of this project cannot be seen from the sky. Buried deep underground is a massive 5,000 square foot fortress. It is accessible through secret tunnels built underneath the main mansions. It features its own independent living spaces, mechanical rooms, water storage tanks, and high-tech pump systems. The entrance is blocked by a massive blast-resistant metal door filled with concrete. Every single door inside the bunker is soundproofed and locked with digital keypads. The security around this construction site is tighter than a military base. Every single construction worker, plumber, and security guard on the property has been forced to sign a strict non-disclosure agreement. If a worker takes a single photo of the site or even mentions the word bunker on social media, they are fired instantly. The local people on the island whisper about a massive underground city being built in secret. They wonder what the super rich know that the rest of us do not. This is not an isolated project. Across the globe, the richest people on Earth are quietly running away from society. They are not buying luxury yachts anymore, they are buying peace of mind. They see a world on the edge of breaking. They see rising geopolitical tensions, unpredictable artificial intelligence, climate instability, and growing public anger. Instead of using their billions to fix the world above ground, they are spending their fortunes to survive the world below it. They are preparing for what they call the event, the day the social order collapses, the power grid goes dark, and the rules of civilization disappear completely. To see how far this panic goes, you have to look at the plains of Kansas. Here, surrounded by miles of empty cornfields, stands a massive concrete structure buried 15 stories deep into the earth. During the Cold War, this place was built to hold an Atlas nuclear missile. It was built to survive a direct nuclear strike from the Soviet Union. Today, it has been transformed into a place called the Survival Condo. A developer bought this abandoned military silo and turned it into a luxury apartment complex for the ultra-wealthy. A half-floor apartment inside this underground tube costs $1.5 million. A full floor costs $3 million. The walls of this bunker are constructed from specialized concrete that is 9 feet thick. It can take a nuclear blast and survive earth-shattering shockwaves without cracking a single inch. But if you step inside, it does not feel like a military base. It looks like a 5-star resort. There is a massive swimming pool with a water slide, a modern gym, a movie theater, a library, and a rock climbing wall. The apartments have custom designer kitchens, expensive leather sofas, and top-tier appliances. The most disturbing part of the survival condo is how it tricks the human brain. There are no windows 15 stories underground. If humans spend months in absolute darkness, they lose their minds. To stop this, the developer installed giant LED screens on the walls that act as fake windows. These screens show high-definition video of the outside world. You can set your window to show a sunny day in New York, a quiet forest in autumn, or a live video feed of the fields above the bunker. If a nuclear bomb goes off above ground, the billionaires inside can watch the world burn in high definition while sitting on their luxury couches. The silo is completely self-sufficient. It has massive hydroponic gardens growing fresh vegetables under artificial lights, and massive water tanks filled with thousands of gallons of filtered water. It operates its own independent wind turbines and diesel generators. The people who bought these units are doctors, tech founders, and business owners. They have enough food and fuel stored inside to live completely cut off from the human race for up to 5 full years without ever opening the front door. As the demand for survival shelters grows, ordinary bunkers are no longer enough for the top 0.001%. They want absolute privacy, absolute luxury, and absolute security. This demand has created a brand new industry, ultra-luxury survival engineering. Specialized European companies are now competing to build the most expensive underground fortresses in human history. The leader in this elite space is a Swiss firm called Oppidum. They do not build shared silos. They build private underground mansions for individual billionaires. Their flagship model is called L'Héritage. It is a massive 10,760 square foot structure that drops nearly 50 feet below the ground. The price tag starts at an astronomical $60 million. L'Héritage is built using the exact same high-density, reinforced concrete used to construct modern nuclear power plants. It is completely blast protected, gas tight, and seismic protected against massive earthquakes. It features a military-grade CBRN filtration system, meaning it can filter out chemical weapons, biological agents, deadly radiation, and toxic gases from the air. But inside the blast gates, the design looks like a modern museum. It features a massive underground garage for luxury supercars, a private art gallery with specialized security systems to protect multi-million-dollar paintings, an indoor garden with simulated sunlight, a massive home theater, and a spa-style swimming pool. It is designed to allow a single family to live in absolute opulence for up to 10 years without ever stepping foot onto the surface of the Earth. Then there is Vivos Europa 1, located in Germany. This bunker was originally carved out of a solid bedrock mountain by the Soviet military during the Cold War to store weapons. Today, it is a private invitation-only survival city for the global elite. The underground complex is massive, stretching across miles of subterranean tunnels. Each billionaire family buys a private shell inside the mountain and customizes it like a super yacht. They build aquarium bedrooms where the walls are massive fish tanks, medieval-style private chapels, and grand movie theaters. These spaces are not designed just to keep you alive. They are designed to preserve the ultra-luxury lifestyle of the elite when civilization falls apart. The companies building these shelters use a simple, terrifying sales pitch to attract buyers. The world is unstable. Join us while you still can, and the billionaires are listening. They are writing checks for tens of millions of dollars to secure their place in the underground future. But as these subterranean fortresses get bigger, more luxurious, and more advanced, a massive psychological problem emerges. It is a problem that no amount of money, concrete, or steel can solve. It is the ultimate flaw in the Billionaire Doomsday plan. A well-known media theorist named Douglas Rushkoff wrote extensively about an encounter he had. He was invited to a highly secretive resort to speak to a group of ultra-wealthy tech investors and billionaires. He assumed they wanted to ask him about the future of technology, digital assets, or global markets. But when he arrived, he realized they did not care about business at all. They wanted to talk about the end of the world. They sat around a table and asked him very specific, highly practical questions about their bunker designs. They wanted to know how to store food, how to generate electricity, and where to build their shelters to avoid the worst effects of global warming. But eventually they brought up the single question that was truly terrifying them. They asked, when the money becomes completely worthless, how do we keep our own armed security guards from turning on us? Think about the brutal reality of that question. A billionaire can build a fortress 50 feet underground. They can fill it with 10 years of food, clean water, and luxury amenities, but a billionaire cannot run the bunker alone. They do not know how to fix the air filtration pumps. They do not know how to run the diesel generators. And most importantly, they cannot defend the front gate by themselves. They need to hire an elite team of armed security guards, former Navy SEALs, military operators, and mercenary contractors to protect them from the starving crowds outside. But when the event occurs, the global financial system will vanish overnight. The digital numbers in a bank account will mean absolutely nothing. US dollars will be nothing more than useless pieces of paper. So why would a team of heavily armed, highly trained combat soldiers continue to take orders from a defenseless billionaire whose money no longer exists? Why wouldn't the security guards simply take the keys to the bunker, take the food for themselves and their own families, and leave the billionaire to starve in their own luxury basement? The billionaires at the table knew this flaw existed, and they were trying to use technology to solve it. They discussed installing biometric locks on the food storage vaults that only open with the billionaire's thumbprint or eye scan, so the guards would be forced to keep them alive just to eat. They discussed building explosive collars or shock collars to put on the guards, controlled by a master switch that only the billionaire could access. They discussed using automated, AI-driven robotic guards that could be programmed for absolute loyalty, removing human choice from the security equation entirely. This is the peak of billionaire paranoia. They are so consumed by the fear of losing their power that they are trying to turn their future employees into literal slaves using digital technology. They are realizing that in a total collapse, the very people they pay to protect them become their most immediate dangerous threat. The obsession with doomsday bunkers exposes a deep systemic sickness at the very top of our modern society. The ultra-wealthy are using the exact same mindset that built their massive fortunes to try and escape the consequences of those fortunes. For decades, the global elite have viewed the world through the lens of extraction and isolation. They have treated the planet like a resource to be used up, and society like a market to be exploited. When the systems that sustain human life begin to show signs of catastrophic failure, whether through climate destruction, failing institutions, or economic inequality, their natural reaction is not to fix the collective house we all share. Their reaction is to build a private, unbreachable room inside the burning house and lock the door from the inside. But survival is not an individual sport. Humanity did not survive ice ages, plagues, and wars by isolating into individual concrete boxes. We survived because we built communities, trusted our neighbors, and worked together to rebuild what was broken. The billionaire bunker fantasy is built on a complete illusion. A concrete tube in Kansas or a mountain vault in Germany is not a new world. It is a gilded cage. It is a high-tech tomb where the richest people on Earth will be trapped with their own paranoia, completely cut off from the living world above. The true tragedy of the Doomsday bunker craze is the wasted potential. The hundreds of millions of dollars currently being spent on blast doors, air filters, and subterranean art galleries could easily be used to solve the very crises these billionaires are running away from. It could fund sustainable agriculture, clean energy infrastructure, and community safety nets. But instead of investing in our shared future, they are betting on our total destruction. They are preparing for a world where they are the only ones left. But as the concrete dries and the heavy metal doors seal shut, they will eventually have to face the cold, hard truth. You cannot save yourself from a broken planet by digging a deeper hole in the dirt. When the smoke finally clears and the surface of the Earth changes forever, the fortresses of the rich will not be remembered as monuments of survival. They will be remembered as the world's most expensive fallout shelters, holding the remnants of a class of people who had the power to save the world, but chose to hide from it instead.